I'm from Group 6. My name is Simlan Fang.
And I'm Nur Isma Khairina.
And I'm Muhammad Amin Hazi.
You will be hearing about gender stereotypes today from us.
So let's get started.
Did you hear what some of the guys were saying during lunch? They think boys are better at math.
Seriously? I mean, I get it, but I don't think that's true. Girls can be smart too.
Exactly. It's so frustrating when people stick to those old stereotypes. Right. I've ever seen girls ace math tests while some boys struggle. It's all about effort, not gender.
Totally. I just think it's silly to assume one gender is smarter than the other. Everyone has their own strength, right?
For sure. So let us discuss more about this topic together.
Sure, preconceived notions about the characteristics or behaviors that members of a particular gender should exhibit are known as gender stereotypes. Just like how the boys think that boys are better at math than girls.
Exactly. Women are frequently characterized as emotional, caring, or supporting in some studies. In contrast, men are typically represented as powerful, self-reliant people. Certain preconceptions like men are athletic or women are usually better in cooking may be good, but these presumptions are primarily unfavorable when viewed about, as stereotyping may have an influence on those who are affected. Negative stereotypes do exist too, such as the idea that nurses are excellent cooks or that women are too sentimental.
I see, okay. For you guys' information, gender stereotypes does not only occur socially, it also occurs at schools and educational institutions, which is a petty thing to think about. For example, a study conducted by T. Zhao in 2023 found out that gender stereotypes still exist in the teaching process, as some of the teachers are not aware of the social norms and some even brings personal biases into the classroom. In the study, he mentioned that some teachers' attitude, like advising the female students to study art-based subjects and encourage males to study science-based subjects, affects the way students achieve their academic performance.
That's such a good point. However, when it comes to the family, parents had more important influence on children's life choices. In the study, Tizal mentioned that even parents have such stereotypical career choices at the household, as they believe girls should be focusing more towards art or language-based studies, meanwhile boys should be focusing more on science-based.
Hold on, Rina. Isn't it common agenda that occurs at every household that a boy should be pursuing STEM courses while like engineering or architecture?
Well, that's not really the case, Amin. These are just some stereotypical views that had been pasted down through generations.
Oh, I see. I get it now. Wow, it's a shame, really.
Yeah.
I had experienced this before too in my high school. During my high school journey, I was also pressured to pursue STEM courses, even when I was clearly interested in art. Now, everything is coming clear to my mind. I'm sorry for stereotyping both of you.
It's alright, Amin. Now let's talk about the ways to overcome this major issue. Firstly, I think teachers could showcase a variety of ideas and perspectives. It sends a message that it's okay to step outside those stereotypes. Imagine if we had teachers who celebrated the diversity of interests in their classrooms. It would definitely make a huge difference.
And imagine if teachers did icebreaker activities where they ask us to share our favorite genres or interests without any gender bias attached. That could really set the tone for an inclusive environment from the start. It would be like tearing down the wall of expectation.
Wow, I actually agree with both of that. Mm, but what if we had a classroom discussions focus on the gender equality? Topics like representation in books or media could lead to meaningful conversations about how these stereotypes affect us all. So we could even bring in guest speakers who have broken barriers in their field, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's a good point, Amin. If we can create a safe space for those discussions, students will feel more empowered to express their thoughts and challenge stereotypes. It's all about fostering an environment of respect and understanding where everyone's voice matters.
And incorporating diverse material is essential. If teachers introduce books and resources that feature strong characters of all genders, it can help students see beyond traditional roles. Plus, it would expose everyone to stories they might never have picked up otherwise.
That's such a good idea. We could even create a class project about it, where students research and present on characters that defy gender norms. It would literally encourage creativity and critical thinking. So just think about how exciting it would be to hear everyone's findings, right?
Yeah, I love that, Amin. And we should also encourage teachers to attend workshops on gender sensitivity and inclusivity. It's important for them to recognize their own biases and learn how to create a more equitable classroom.
Yes, professional development could make a huge difference. If teachers are equipped with the tools to challenge stereotypes actively, it can create a ripple effect throughout the school. And it could inspire us students to take a more active role in our learning.
Yeah, and let's not forget about the importance of mentorship. Pairing students with role models from diverse backgrounds can inspire them to pursue their interests regardless of their gender. Just imagine how empowering it would be to hear from someone who's walked the same path, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about building a supportive community where everyone feels valued. If students see people like them succeeding in various fields, it can surely motivate them to follow their dreams without feeling constrained by stereotypes.
I really believe we can make a difference. It's about creating a culture of acceptance and exploration in our classrooms. By challenging those barriers, we can inspire future generations to embrace their true selves.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of great ideas to work with. Let's bring this up in our next student council meeting. We can suggest some initiatives to promote inclusivity in our school, right? We could even create a petition to show how many students in our school that support these changes.
Yes, let's put together a plan and maybe even a presentation to share with our classmates and teachers. The more people involved, the greater the impact we can create. We can even include some real-life examples of schools that have successfully made these changes.
I don't wait to get started. Together, we can help create a classroom environment that encourages everyone to express themselves freely. It's going to be a team effort and I'm all in.
Yeah, another idea could be to create a student-led club focused on gender equality and inclusivity. We could host workshops, discussions, and even community outreach programs.
That sounds amazing. We could invite speakers from various fields like science, art, and business who can share their experience and how they've defeated stereotypes.
Exactly, and we could organize events where students can showcase their talents without being judged by gender norms. Like a talent show where everyone can participate no matter what they do.
I love that idea, and we could even have theme days at school where everyone dresses up as someone who inspires them, regardless of gender. It could spark great conversations.
That's a fun idea. Plus, we could set up bulletin boards around the school displaying quotes or stories of influential. That's a fun idea. Plus, we could set up bulletin boards around the school displaying quotes or stories of influential people who broke barriers. It would serve as constant reminders for everyone.
What if we also created a social media campaign? We could share posts about gender stereotypes, share success stories, and even create challenges that encourage students to think critically about their own biases, right?
Great idea. We could use hashtags to spread the word and maybe even get alumni involved to show how breaking stereotypes can lead to success.
And don't forget about incorporating service learning projects. We could partner with local organizations that focus on gender equality and offer our help. It would give us practical experience while making a difference.
I can already picture the impact. We could also gather feedback from our peers regularly to see how they feel about the changes and adjust our approach accordingly.
Yes, continuous feedback is essential. We could hold regular forums where students can voice their thoughts and suggestions on what's working and what's not.
It's all about creating that sense of community. If we encourage open dialogue, we can help break down barriers and allow everyone to feel safe and valued.
And we could emphasize the importance of empathy in our discussions. Understanding each other's experiences can really help us appreciate our differences.
I completely agree. We could even include role-playing activities where students can step into each other's shoes and understand different perspectives.
That would be powerful. It's all about building compassion and understanding, which is vital for creating an inclusive environment.
Let's also highlight the importance of language. Using inclusive language in our assignment and discussions can set a precedent for how we treat each other.
Yes, maybe we could create a guide or resource for students and teachers on using inclusive language in our school.
Great idea. It could serve as a reminder for everyone to be mindful of their words and the impact they have.
I'm really excited about this idea. Let's make sure we outline them clearly for our presentation and think about how we can involve as many students as possible.
Absolutely. Together, we can make our school a model for inclusivity and acceptance.
Let's get to work. The more ideas we gather, the stronger our proposal will be. We're on a mission to create a better environment for everyone. Do you guys have any other ideas as well?
I do. What about having career day? Having career day events where people from diverse backgrounds can share their non-traditional career paths. It could inspire students to consider options that they might have never thought of before. Right?
Definitely, I agree with you. Hearing from professionals who define expectations can motivate students to pursue their own unique path. Plus, we can showcase people of all genders in various roles.
We could also create a question box where students can anonymously submit questions about gender roles and stereotypes. We could address this in class discussions or through a special event.
I love that. It would allow students to express their thoughts without fear or judgment. We could even have a panel of teachers and students to answer these questions together.
And how about incorporating art projects in our initiative? Students could create posters or artwork that challenge stereotypes and showcase their views on gender equality.
That's a brilliant way to get creative. We could have an art exhibition in the school to display their work. It would not only beautify the space but also raise awareness.
Speaking of creativity, we could start a newsletter or blog where students can write articles about their experiences with gender stereotypes. It could provide a platform to sharing stories and perspectives.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea too. This could help build a sense of community and encourage students to support one another. Plus, it will be a great way for them to practice their writing skills too.
We should also consider incorporating these themes into our school's curriculum. Maybe we can advocate for lessons on gender studies or history that highlight the contributions of diverse individuals.
That's an excellent point. We can integrate discussions about gender equality into various subjects. It will normalize the conversation and encourage critical thinking.
Yeah. Additionally, we could collaborate with a local organizations that focuses on gender issues to host workshops or seminars. It would provide students with real-world insights and tools to challenge stereotypes.
I like that. This partnership could also extend to community service projects that address gender-related issues in our community, making our efforts impactful beyond the school. And we could celebrate International Women's Day or similar events with activities focused on promoting equality, featuring speakers, performance, or workshops.
What if we also organize team discussions around popular movies or books that challenge gender norms? Analyzing characters and storylines could lead to deeper conversations.
That's a great idea. It could also encourage students to think critically about the media they consume and its impact on their views.
Finally, we could create a charter or pledge for students and staff to commit to promoting inclusivity and challenging stereotypes. Displaying it prominently in the school could reinforce our commitment.
I like that. It would create accountability and remind everyone of the values we're striving to uphold, right?
Let's make sure to include these ideas in our presentation. Together, we can inspire real change and create a more inclusive environment to everyone.
I'm so excited. It is going to be a transformative journey, and I can't wait to see the impact we'll have.
Here's to making a school a better place for everyone. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. And who knows, maybe we'll inspire other schools to follow this suit.
Let's do this together.
Yay!